Uterine prolapse is when the ligaments that hold a woman's uterus in place atrophy, and the uterus starts to fall into the vaginal canal, and then ultimately descends to the point where it can be completely hanging outside of the body. Actually, I went to a village, and there was a woman who was laying on her bed dying, surrounded by family and neighbors, and she was dying as a result of uterine prolapse that had become incredibly infected, and they also think that maybe she had cancer. But she was a Dalit woman in a village who had given birth to 5 children. 4 of them had died. She had one remaining child. I think she's only 45. At this point, she's passed away, and the story that I heard about her is that her uterus in December, her uterus completely came outside to the 4th stage, where there's nothing that you can do to get it back inside, and it was rotting. And 3 months after that, while she was going to the toilet, it just completely fell off to the point where ligaments were hanging and there was nothing left. And they tried to get her to a hospital immediately thereafter. She actually didn't live that far from somewhat of a reasonable facility. She's in the Terai, but there were bandas going on, and so there was no transportation facilities available, and so she had to ride on the back of a bicycle over a dirt road for several kilometers to get to a main road to continue. There still were no vehicles to get on a bus, so she had to stay on the bicycle again to get to the facility where they could try treating it. And then when they got her there, they said that it was too serious. She needed to go to the regional hospital, but there was no facility to do that, and because of the banda that was happening, and if there was any facility, she wouldn't have been able to pay for it anyway. So she just had to go home and wait to die. Simply by being human, we care about other humans suffering, and when I witnessed the extent of the suffering that is facing women here, it affected me, and I started to care about it because it's needless suffering. And I think that if people at all have a human consciousness and are concerned about other people, other women who inhabit the planet, and want to make their lives better, then it would just be a natural thing to care about this. It doesn't affect our economy. It doesn't affect our oil crisis, but it affects the lives of women in ways that we can't possibly comprehend. And I think just from a human perspective, if you have any compassion, there's room in your heart to care about this. I feel completely enriched by this experience this summer, and I'm immensely grateful for having had the opportunity to live it. And it hasn't been easy, and it's I think added complexity and dimension and understanding to who I am and the way I experience the world, and I wouldn't trade it. And there are definitely moments that I have enjoyed, and it has definitely been challenging.